In the Premier League, the spotlight often shines on the biggest names and the record breakers. But for every superstar, there are players who quietly shaped the game, those who put in the work, week in and week out, without always getting the recognition they truly deserved. Today, we're looking beyond the headlines to celebrate the underrated footballers who made a lasting impact, even if their contributions went unnoticed by many. These are the unsung heroes of the Premier League. Kicking off the list, at number 8, we have Niko Kranjcar. It was often joked that the big Croatian was a favorite son of Harry Redknapp, with the manager signing him for Portsmouth, Spurs, and QPR in the Prem. A technically gifted midfielder, he had exceptional vision, ball control, and a powerful shot, but lacked the speed and defensive attributes often highlighted in the Premier League. His career was also hampered by injuries, limiting his consistency and exposure. Despite his skills, he was overshadowed by more prominent teammates, leaving his true potential underappreciated. Kranjcar helped QPR win promotion back to the Premier League in 2015, but would leave for Glasgow Rangers after one season back in the top flight. He retired with the Scottish side in 2018 after being released at 33 years old following a frustrating campaign hampered by injuries, and is now the assistant coach for the under-19s national team. And at number 7, we have Jonathan Walters. Known for his relentless work ethic, versatility, and team-first mentality, Walters often sacrificed personal glory for his teammates. He wasn't a prolific scorer, but his physicality and determination were crucial in creating chances and pressing opponents. Particularly during his time with Stoke City, he was instrumental in stabilizing the club in the Premier League, and even helped lead the Potters to their first FA Cup final in 2011. Walters left Stoke City in 2017 after 7 seasons at the club, joining newly promoted side Burnley for £3 million. However, his career abruptly ended after 2 seasons, and Walters retired in March 2019 due to persistent injuries. He has since returned to Stoke City as part of the executive board and became sporting director of the club in April 2024. And coming in at number 6, we have Leighton Baines. Baines was consistently good for Everton over more than a decade, with nearly 350 league appearances. Unlike some players who moved to more high-profile clubs, Baines stayed loyal to Everton, which might have kept him somewhat under the radar in terms of wider recognition. He was a free kick specialist and often stepped up in key moments, scoring some memorable goals from dead ball situations. At one point, he held the Premier League record for most goals from a left back, finishing with 32 goals and 53 assists. Baines retired in 2020, and with time, his contribution to English football has been increasingly appreciated, though his achievements may never have received the full acknowledgement they deserved during his career due to international competition with Ashley Cole and his lack of silverware achieved with Everton. He still remains loyal to the team where he spent the majority of his career, and he is currently the under-18s head coach at the Merseyside club. At number 5, we have Yakubu. Known for his strength, positioning, and clinical finishing, the Nigerian striker scored 95 Premier League goals, making him one of Africa's top Prem scorers. He played for clubs like Portsmouth, Middlesbrough, Everton, and Blackburn, consistently scoring but often overlooked due to a perceived lack of flair. The Yak's time in the Premier League came to an end in 2012 when Blackburn were relegated, and he insisted on a move to Chinese side Guangzhou, stating he didn't want to play in the Championship. However, he would return to England in 2015 to play for Reading, in the Championship. He only stayed with Reading for 6 months before being released, and after a short spell in Turkey and an even shorter spell at Coventry, Yakubu announced his retirement in November 2017. Recently this year, the striker announced his return to football, signing for English non-league side Enfield at 40 years old. Coming in at number 4, we have Dimitar Berbatov. One of my favorite players to watch growing up, Berbatov's nonchalant approach was often mistaken for laziness, making the striker often overlooked by pundits as a quality player. His intelligent positioning, effortless first touch, and creative playmaking made a significant impact, especially at Manchester United, where he helped secure 2 Premier League titles. After an illustrious career at Man United, the Bulgarian had spells at Fulham, Monaco, and in Greece, before landing at Indian side Kerala Blasters in 2017. Ex-England goalkeeper David James was his manager at the time, and his controversial decision to play the striker as a holding midfielder created tension between the player and manager, leading to the Bulgarian's departure after just 7 months. Dimitar returned to Bulgaria to train with Baro Stara Zagora, but ultimately retired in 2019 at 38 years old. He continues to live and work in Bulgaria and has ambitions to reshape the football landscape in his home country after a period of turmoil and controversy. And into the top 3, we have another former Spurs and Man U player with Michael Carrick. Carrick's style was subtle. He dictated play from deep, breaking up opposition attacks and initiating his own with calm efficiency. Despite rarely scoring or making flashy moves, his influence on team balance and control was immense. Winning 5 Premier League titles, a Champions League, a Europa League, an FA Cup, 3 EFL Cups, and 5 Community Shields, Carrick's contributions were vital, but often overshadowed by more high-profile teammates. At 37 years old, Carrick made his 464th and final appearance as a Man U player in the last match of the 2017-18 season, and quickly adapted into a coaching role at the club. He continued to develop in his role before accepting a managerial position as Middlesbrough's head coach in 2022, and remains in this position as of today. Coming in at number 2, we have Ji-sung Park. The South Korean had a distinguished career marked by his tireless work rate, versatility, and tactical intelligence. Rising to prominence with PSV Eindhoven, he moved to Manchester United in 2005, becoming the first Asian to captain the club and win the UEFA Champions League in 2008. Known for excelling in high-stakes games, Park played a vital role in United's domestic and international successes, spending 7 years at the club under Sir Alex Ferguson. He later joined London side Queen's Park Rangers before retiring in 2014, leaving a legacy as one of Asia's greatest footballers. He is now living back in South Korea and is the technical director of Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors. And finally, at number 1, we have James Milner. Milner began his Premier League career at Leeds United way back in 2002 and is on track to break the record for most Prem appearances. But it's not just his longevity that makes Milner underrated. His versatility and work ethic made him a key player at some of the biggest clubs and has 3 Premier League titles under his belt with Man City and Liverpool, as well as a Champions League medal with the latter. Milner's career stands as one of the longest and most respected in Premier League history, and the player doesn't look to be slowing down anytime soon, still featuring for Brighton Hove Albion at 38 years old. And that concludes today's list. Who do you think is the most underrated player to play in the Prem? Let us know in the comments, and as always, thanks for watching.